It is Thursday morning, April 17, 2025. Good morning and welcome to the first news bulletin right on TV3. We come to you from the John Hammond streets of Accra, and we're also streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. My name is Safwa Boyne. Coming up this morning. NPP establishes 9-member committee to spearhead constitutional amendments following the party's defeat in the 2024 general elections. Also, Education Minister orders review of the basic school curriculum to address the ongoing controversy surrounding Ghana's founding history. And coming up this morning, to Ghana Private Road Transport Union shoots down calls for downward adjustments in transport fares despite 5 consecutive drops in fuel prices since February. We have this and many more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Many thanks for joining us this morning. Let's settle for the details now into a first story. The New Patriotic Party has established a 9-member committee to spearhead constitutional amendments, a move deemed essential following the party's defeat in the 2024 general elections. The initiative stems from recommendations made by the 11-member committee, chaired by former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, which has or was tasked with investigating and causes of the electoral loss.
The committee, led by Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Quay, submitted their report to National Council. National Council accepted the report, but there are several steps that we need to take as a party. And key among the discussions that we had at National Council, and also based on the summary evening presentation that was done by Professor Michael Aaron Quay, there will be a need for some constitutional amendment. So based on that, the National Council has constituted a 9-member committee to look at Professor Michael Quay's report, particularly emphasis on where issues of proposals or amendment has to be made to our constitution. We have just received the report today. We are yet to go into the details of what is entailed in the report. In the coming days, whatever we have to bring out to discuss or to communicate to our supporters or our members, the rank and file of our party, we do so. But we want to caution members of our party not to be in the haste to say things which are not even in the report, and for people to make several assumptions, to even make accusations and counter-accusations on social media, in the media. There is only one report, and that report is with National Council. As part of deliberation at National Council also, the party will be embarking on a thank you tour from next week, which we refer to as giving thanks to God in all things. In all things, we give thanks to God. And we are showing appreciation to the Almighty God for the elections, though it didn't go in our favor, but we are going around to express our appreciation to the rank and file of our party. As part of reorganizing our base, we are also going to embark on membership drive, which the various regions will have the details as to how we are going to go about the membership drive. Again, we don't want people to go out and distort facts. We don't want our members to make irresponsible statements. We are cautioning our members. The report is in. We are yet to even deliberate on the report. So people should be very circumspect in their utterances and their discussions. We are one family, and the most important thing is unity in the party.
Well, meanwhile, Professor of Political Science and lecturer at the University of Ghana, Professor Alidu Seidu, says it will be in the best interest of the NPP if they make portions of the report available to the public. He says this will prevent speculation about its content.
I think one of the serious challenges to work like this is to apportion individual blame. Yes, individuals might have contributed towards the defeat of the party, but the same individuals might have contributed in a way towards the victory of the party in subsequent elections in the past. So I think it should be collective ownership of the defeat, collective accountability and responsibility, and then there will be unity in the way it is implemented. If you're going to do it individually, especially in lieu to what people who have intention to contest, they will get it wrong. But second, I think reports like this, they should try and take out the most confidential part about strategy and make it public, so that everybody who is speaking to this document, people will have copies and they know that you are either lying or you are being honest. Keeping it and secret will allow people to speculate more and even add things that is not in the report, and that will not inure to their benefit. Take out the most critical, important part and then circulate it, so that when people are lying about the report, it will be very easy to ascertain, and then that can also curb disinformation moving forward.
Away from the NPP, let's bring you some education stories now. And the Minister for Education has ordered a review of the basic school curriculum to address the ongoing controversy surrounding Ghana's founding history. Haruna Idrisu expressed disappointment over the confusion the debate has caused within the educational sector, citing the lack of clarity. He made these remarks in Accra while inaugurating a committee tasked with reviewing the curriculum for primary 4 to 6.
The long-standing controversy over who should be credited as a founder or founders of Ghana continues to spark debate. While some Ghanaians maintain that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the sole founder of the nation, others argue that Dr. J.B. Dankwa and several others played pivotal roles and should also be recognized. During the previous NPP administration under President Akufo-Addo, August 4 was declared Founders Day to honor the collective contributions of Ghana's forebears. However, the decision has remained divisive, drawing mixed reactions from members of parliament and academia. In a move to settle debate and promote historical clarity, the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, has announced the formation of a committee to review the basic education curriculum.
At 68 years, we are still grappling with who are the founders of Ghana and who is the founding leader of Ghana or who is the founding father of Ghana. This must be a settled matter. In every country, there is founding fathers. It's reasonable to conclude that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Osajefo is a founding leader of Ghana. But if at this age, you still want children to be asking fathers and mothers questions, who is the founder of Ghana, who are the founders of Ghana, then there is a problem. At 68 years, you shouldn't be asking who birthed you as a country.
The Education Minister also revealed that the government under President John Dramani Mahama will soon introduce a new policy framework that beyond education, aimed at reforming the sector.
John Dramani Mahama should be launching a new flagship in education that will be themed or adapted beyond academic skills, beyond classroom learning. What other competences or talents can learners acquire? We expect that in the review of your curriculum, some dedicated time, at least an hour or two, be allotted for learners to be with themselves in groups to undertake some national exercises. I mean, if the school boys and girls are to be doing painting, give them 1 hour together to do the painting. If they have to be in a group to learn how to farm, let them be together as a group to learn how to farm.
Let's now bring you some new development on the story of the removal of the Chief Justice. And the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, says no law bars President Mahama from consulting the Council of State over petition seeking the removal of a Chief Justice. His statement stemmed from a call by former Attorney General Godfrey Dame to suspend the processes to remove Gertrude Tokono, citing the injunction applications before the Supreme Court.
When the cases were called, 4 justices sat instead of 5. The panel was chaired by Justice Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu. Conspicuously missing was Justice Samuel Sedu, the 5th member of the panel. Justice Mensah Bonsu then intimated that hearing of the injunction application would have to be adjourned due to unavoidable reasons. This will be the 2nd time the case has been deferred. Both suits filed by Old Tafo Member of Parliament Vincent Asifwa and citizen Ebenezer Osei-Wusu are seeking to halt the processes initiated by petitions to remove Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. At the last adjourned date, former Attorney General Godfrey Adame, representing Vincent Asifua, noted that the consultation processes ought to be put on hold due to the presence of the injunction application.
Well, there's an application for interlocutory injunction pending, so why would anybody proceed? I'll find it quite interesting and quite odd, and be the height of a disregard for the rule of law if they proceed in that manner.
So as far as you are concerned, you expect the President to halt the consultation with the Council of State while this is pending?
It is not my expectation. It is the expectation of the law. The law expects that such regard for due process be observed. And so it will be actually a confirmation of their disregard for the rule of law.
Reacting to the assertion by his predecessor, Attorney General Dr. Dominic Aine indicated that no law prohibits a public officer, in this case the President, from performing his constitutional mandates, and in this matter consulting with the Council of State regarding the petition to remove Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu.
The law is very clear that you cannot enjoin the performance of a constitutional or public obligation. And so for me, I don't see the point that he's trying to make by saying that the President must hold on to the process of consultation.
The case has been adjourned to May 6 for proceedings to continue. Lodi Dasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's still remain on the Chief Justice, because the Chief Justice has officially inaugurated the 2025 Criminal Assizes session, marking a significant moment in Ghana's judicial landscape and the revival of jury trials nationwide. Gertrude Tokonu pointed out that the nationwide opening of the criminal session is the culmination of over a year's efforts following the launch of her Leading Justice initiative in April last year. In modern times, courts of assizes are criminal courts that deal with the most serious crimes subject to capital punishment or later life imprisonment.
This initiative was designed to tackle inefficiencies within the justice system and to inspire support for reforms that prioritize due process, ethics, legality and access to justice. A major focus of our address was a comprehensive overhaul of the jury system. For years, the pool for jury selection was restricted primarily to clerical personnel from public institutions, which led to some jurors serving on multiple cases across various courts for extended hours.
As we open assizes today, jury lists have been expanded to include all citizens qualified by law, including many individuals in the private sector. Over time, steps will be taken to further expand the pool from which jurors will be selected. With these reforms, it is our expectation in the judiciary that the time of citizens engaged in jury duty not being used efficiently will change.
Under the new assizes approach, trials will be conducted continuously over consecutive days, with each trial expected to be completed within a matter of days.
If a juror who has been empaneled fails to attend court on a day, it will be understood that no work was done, thereby affecting the ability to pay allowances for the day. In this regard, 4 men are respectfully requested to notify all jurors on a panel regarding attendances well ahead of the days of the court sitting.
Another key reform involves the mandatory and prompt disclosure of information by prosecutors. In a special acknowledgement, the Chief Justice lauded the media's role in promoting public discourse around the assizes and fostering community interest.
That was a report by one of our reporters. But away from the Chief Justice, President John Dramani Mahama has described the newly launched 1 million coders program as a foundational step towards Ghana's transformation into a digital economy and a bold declaration of the country's intent to lead in the global tech space. Speaking at an official launch of the program, the president tasked the youth to use the program as a launch pad into innovation, entrepreneurship and global relevance.
It was a campaign promise that has been fulfilled. 7 pilot courses across cybersecurity, data protection and artificial intelligence are available for study, including certified cybersecurity professional, certified network support technician, data analyst associate, certified data protection, among others. The government is determined to make digital education an elective subject even at the tertiary level. Government says by prioritizing digital skills development at scale, the 1 million coders program represents a transformative milestone in Ghana's pursuit of a digital-first economy. Communications and Digitization Minister Sam George at the launch says the interest is overwhelming.
Mr. President, we planned to do the pilot with 260 students, but within the first 4 hours of announcing, we had over 4,000 applications. We decided to do a double track and do 520. As at this morning, about 30 minutes ago, the number of applications we have received is 91,847 applications.
Already, inculcating it into the curriculum of the universities is taking shape. Internet usage among young people in Ghana, according to the World Bank data of 2023, is exceptionally high, with 80% of individuals aged 15 to 29 regularly accessing the internet, followed closely by 30 to 40 age group at 78%. The government says it is minded about digital access.
We're also building the digital infrastructure required to support this vision, from broadband expansion to the provision of devices and learning platforms. Every layer of this initiative has been designed for scale and for sustainability.
President John Mahama says it is not just a campaign promise fulfilled, but a platform for the youth to seize in equipping themselves for entrepreneurship.
In the next phase, we will activate training centers at community information centers across all metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. This decentralized approach ensures that no matter where you live, in the city or in a remote village, you will have access to the opportunity of the 1 million coders program.
Kamala Kluchi bringing us that report there, but let's bring you some more stories where Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPR2U, has shut down calls for downward adjustments in transport fares despite 5 consecutive drops in fuel prices since February. The Transport Union told 3 Business that a reduction in fuel prices is not the only indicator that influences transport fares.
The Pricing Outlook report projects a 1.5% reduction in the price of petrol, bringing the litre price to approximately 14 cedis, 88 pesos. Diesel is also expected to see a 0.3% decrease, selling at around 15 cedis, 50 pesos per litre. Similarly, the price of LPG is projected to fall by 0.3%, with a kilogram anticipated to cost 17 cedis, 45 pesos, starting April 16, 2025. If implemented by the over 100 oil marketing companies, this will be the 5th consecutive price decline since February.
Come down, definitely you have to reduce your prices. People are living around this country, sometimes they do their own thing. Transport is one of the big issues that we face in this country. So I think if it is being reduced, it will go a long way to help us.
Why are they still keeping up to their price range? Why? They should reduce it.
They have to reduce the fare since the fuel have come down.
If it should be reduced right now and fuel prices also escalate, it's not going to give us that balanced price that we are all willing to have.
I think the best thing is to have competition. If you don't reduce it, we'll just go with the cheaper option.
Hopes of commuters anticipating a reduction in road transport fares have been dashed.
They've had it wrong. You see, we don't just increase lorry fares whenever fuel price shoot up by any margin. That's not the issue. We most often look at the fuel and other components that we use in running transport. Yes, some margin has been taken off, but it isn't yet up to where we can adjust our lorry fares downwards. Other component prices which went up stay there. It has never been reduced. Passengers should bear with us.
And that'll be all for the morning news right here on TV3. Many thanks for joining us. New day continues right after this breather. My name is Safwa Bonne. Have a lovely day.